The government shutdown is now in day 3, and Congress is not any closer to striking a deal to end it. Of course, a meeting at the White House last night between President Obama and congressional leaders failed to yield any sort of deal. And this morning, Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid took to the floor and said this about Republicans on the other side of the Capitol.
Republicans should come to their senses, realize there's more than wounded pride in line. The longer this Republican government shutdown persists, the harder it will be on our economy. I hope they can figure out what it is that they want before the damage, the economic recovery, is even more irreversible than they've already created.
Meanwhile, Republicans are digging in and continuing their strategy of funding just pieces of the government, pieces like the Veterans Administration, the Park Service, and the National Institutes of Health, a strategy that Democrats in the Senate and President Obama have already said that they will not go along with. And we're creeping closer to another crisis, the debt limit deadline, in 2 weeks. And it's looking increasingly likely that any deal to end the shutdown will also include a deal to raise the debt limit. But there, too, Republicans are asking for major concessions, dollar-for-dollar spending cuts, repeal of environmental regulations, and cuts to entitlements. The Republican position is perhaps best capsulized in this quote from Congressman Marlin Stutzman, who told reporters on Wednesday, quote, "It's about dignity. We've been ignored on this issue altogether. We're not going to be disrespected. And so that's where we're at today, where we have to get something out of this. And I don't know what that even is." But today, President Obama again reiterated he will not negotiate over the debt limit.
Generally, nobody's ever thought to actually threaten not to pay our bills. It would be the height of irresponsibility. And that's why I've said this before. I'm going to repeat it. There will be no negotiations over this.
Now, the Treasury Department announced this week that it is exhausting the last of its extreme measures to avoid a default, and that if Congress doesn't raise the limit in the next 2 weeks, the U.S. could be facing a catastrophic self-inflicted economic wound that could force the country back into a recession. Now, each morning here in the Senate, proceedings begin with a prayer from Senate Chaplain Barry Black. And here was his rather pointed message to members of Congress this morning.
Have mercy upon us, O God, and save us from the madness. Deliver us from the hypocrisy of attempting to sound reasonable while being unreasonable. Remove the burdens of those who are the collateral damage of this government shutdown.
Unfortunately, at this point, it may take a prayer to get the government reopened and the debt limit raised in time. From Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C., Sam Sachs, RT.